Hi, beautiful humans. Welcome to this reading. Welcome to my channel, Do You Tarot. My name is Erica, and what we're doing in this pick a card reading is we're taking a look at your next miracle. Something that's going to occur that you personally would define as miraculous. Something that's just like, I didn't expect that, or oh my gosh, that was so easy, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, that's what we're tuning into in this reading. But if you are unfamiliar with how pick a card readings work, on my channel, I don't do anything more than just shuffle cards and have you feel drawn to them. I got 4 cards, 4 different groups. I'm going to turn them over and show you group 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all I'm going to need from you all is to use your intuition, your psychic gifts, synchronous numbers, anything at all, to just draw you into one card or the other. And once you know which card is your card, head to the timestamp. It'll fast forward you to messages that will resonate. They're intended to resonate. If they don't try to force it. It's not how this beautiful science works. But yes, they're also intended to be very, very helpful for you. It's good for you to be aware right now about this next miracle that is occurring in your life. But okay, group number 1, we have authenticity. Also pay attention to the numbers on the cards if those are significant for you. This is number 10. Group number 2, strength, and number 34. Group number 3, energy, and number 13. And group number 4, friendship, and number 14. So, okay, feel your way, trust, do the thing, head to the timestamp, it'll fast forward you, and I will see you there in your messages about your next miracle. Hi, beautiful humans. In group 1, you guys were drawn to this authenticity card. So these are your messages about your next miracle. And I feel like for quite a few of you, for some of you, this miracle might have already kicked off. You know, it might have already started. It's already in motion. The gears are set in motion because there's a bit of a story that I'm immediately intuiting with your message about your next miracle. It's as a result of basically you hitting some kind of I'm hearing the words authoritative wall, as in something is going to occur in your life to just make you kind of hit that wall of like, I don't care anymore. Like, I can't do this anymore. Or just like sheer frustration where the only option that comes to you to do is to just delve right down into the truth, right down into who you are, authenticity, the truth of the whole entire situation, the truth of the story. Just go right there to the core and live in that, like regardless of outcome. I don't know, it's like the whole palace walls crumble around you because the palace walls were dependent upon some kinds of false things happening. I just got like the simplest example, which isn't the best example, is like, you just can't take doing hair and makeup or dressing up in business suits anymore for one reason or another. Like, I don't know, the dry cleaners eat all of your business suits. So that means you're gonna have to show up as you are and whatever you can put together that would be your natural clothing and your natural situation, you know? Same with hair and makeup. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be political, but I'm like, tariffs. If the tariffs are making it so that you can't get the makeup that you like because it's made in another country or something like that, and it's just like, this is what I look like. Those are bad examples because I feel like this is something more personal and it's based on a storyline that you've been needing to go along with or something like that. But your card, and we're going to get more details. It says, who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. And basically, I feel like the reason why I said for quite a few of you this is already kicked off is you might have already had some kind of expressive moment like that, or like this, what we're describing, where you're just like, this is what it is. I am who I am. You know, the truth is what it is. And regardless of outcome. And I feel like the miracle is that's going to be taken well. That's going to be regarded highly. There's something about how who is interpreting your circumstance or your situation is appreciating where you're at and who you are and what it is that you are doing and how you are taking what your circumstances are requiring of you. Something about maybe I'm hearing the words authority tower moment. Again, there's this authority and a wall and hitting the wall, an authority tower moment. And there's something about how you're just like, well, you know, cat's out of the bag. Shit's up, hit the fan. Like, this is it. This is what we got. Kind of a thing, but let's see your tarot. I just wanted to show you, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Shells, which is the Ace of Cups. Happiness, abundance. And I feel like that's kind of the tone that you're setting, whether you are aware of it or not. But the miracle is basically how you're going to be approved of by other people who have the ability to, like, hearing the words get a sword in the mix, like have a say in what's going on, and it's going to be fruitful for you. I really feel turning of the tides in your favor kind of objective here. Whereas, like, you were going along with something thinking that you had to keep going along with it, but now, like, maybe you haven't done this throwing your hands up in the air kind of a thing yet. Maybe the shit hasn't hit the fan just yet, but it's going to, and the miracle is just, like, be who you are. Always dip into that. Always stay with that core, because the miracle is what comes as a result of it. Okay, I'm thinking of, like, all the romantic comedies where, like, finally the lead character just, like, says the truth and that's when they fall in love. But okay, let's see your tarot cards. We have the Nine of Acorns, which is the Nine of Wands, power and perseverance. There is somewhere, something, who, I don't know, someone who you are upholding, and you're striving to keep upholding that privilege, that power, something about that. Okay, and then we also have the Five of Acorns, Five of Wands, challenge and growth. So this is, these two cards are showing me exactly what we were already intuiting, is that something is going to come as a challenge to whatever it is that you were giving all of your energy just about to, and you were not giving up on. It's going to challenge that. And it's going to be a challenge that you cannot avoid. Okay, and then we have the Four of Acorns, comfort and community. This is a lot of fiery energy. It's wands, 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 or acorns, acorns, acorns. And there's a lot of benefit and blessings to come of it. It does, did I already read? It says comfort and community. Basically, the miracle is better things will be set up as a result of this kind of fire intensity, wall hitting, authority exploding, and therefore thereby expanding. There's something about the truth of where true authority lies in your situation, group one, that you need to get to. And it's kind of only through authority, as it stands right now, hitting that brick wall and then just, like, exploding so that the core can expand. Now I'm thinking of all of the kinds of seeds and shells and acorns that exist with trees and in nature. And, like, we've got the acorns here, and it's like oftentimes the seed itself is held inside of a shell. You've got something that was the shell that you were incorporating into your situation. You kept having to go with the shell, or thinking that you had to go with the shell. Something is happening to that shell. Your miracle is that, fuck yes, thank you. We were trying to get to the fucking seed. That's why you're drawn to the authenticity card. Let's see some more tarot. Jeez, we have the Star. If anything, this is the core. This is the seed. This is the truth. It says peace and healing. Now comes where we needed to be all along. Now comes the ability to utilize that seed for growth and productivity. I love the new energy that's coming in this string of tarot cards. We also have the Moon with imagination and perception. And then we have the Two of Feathers, which is the Two of Swords in this deck, and it's decisions and direction. And like I was tuning into, you're going to come through this. Maybe this is why you feel like it's a miracle. You're going to come through this as, wow, that's not centered, as someone who looks better as a result of, you know, the shell and the crust and the encasing and the enclosure being decimated, being, like, destructed. Yeah. And then the Moon and the Two of Feathers, is that, oh my god, what did I just do? I was channeling and I wasn't looking. It has to be even or I'm gonna explode. Like the shell around the core of your situation. But the Moon, this owl, and the Two of Feathers, that salamander, or a lizard, either way. Someone who's in a position of power in your situation, maybe a position of authority as well, because I know I already channeled that, is going to be able to see through the illusions and with their perception, take a pause and deliberate over the truth. And because you're just, I really feel as if, again, if this has already occurred, and I'm going to stop touching the cards now, because I have more. If this has already occurred, then just know that whoever needs to actually be there to uphold and help with the truth and the core and the seed, they're the ones who are going to be this owl. They're the ones who are going to be the ones with vision and leadership to enhance the potential and the probability of the seed actually, you know, germinating and taking root and expanding. They're the ones that, I think it's interesting that this Two of Feathers is a salamander, which I associate symbolically with more like King of Wands. You know, authority, leadership, initiative, big picture, passion and drive, and then that being pretty stable. It's like your principal at your school. It's like almost like you get into some kind of an issue. I'm going all the way back to school, but this is like for those of you who are definitely not in school anymore. This is a good example. It's like something happens in the classroom and you were trying to be like a good student and obey the rules, but something happens where it's just like crosses a line and you can't handle it anymore. So you might come out of that kerfuffle, or that scuffle, looking like a bad person. But the principal and the school's administrators will see what it actually was for what it was. And this is the miracle. This is the core narrative of your miracle. Okay, your next two cards, accepting what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. I am blown away by how accurate this card is. Are you guys? Your authenticity, who I truly am, is good indeed. You know, that kind of a thing. Yes, that's what we're talking about here, especially everything. I've already said everything. Do I need to interpret this? Basically, your miracle is you just are going to, if you haven't already, accept what is. And then what is inside, your inner majesty, who you truly are, that seed, that's what needs to be embraced. That's what will be embraced. And then we have starting fresh. Dude, your cards. I love it when they're like this. God, I love it. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. Again, as a result of whomever is in that kind of leadership, kind of authority, vision, you know, mystically accurate perception kind of a position or a role in what you are doing, they're going to be there to help this all take root and sprout and blossom into a new life for you. One that is, again, it's like this needed to happen. This had to happen. Like, I swear, there's something about this Nine of Acorns. Like, you couldn't keep going with whatever was outside, the crust, you know, on top. Like the shell, you can't keep going with that. Is very much so the seed inside you, who you truly are, is what was needed in your situation. But okay, your next two cards, we have, oh my God, your cards. We have Wrath and Truth. So the Hope Diamond and Amazonite. Hope Diamond with Wrath, it says the best fighter is never angry. So again, that Five of Acorns, you got that challenge, that growth, that fight. Something that is occurring is now it's making me think of all of the seed pods and the germinators and things like that in nature that require things such as fire, the element of fire, in order to actually drop the seeds. I'm thinking of like those kinds of trees where the pine cones, they don't open unless there is fire. And when there's fire, that's what makes the pine cones open and then they drop their seeds. There's something about, it's just, you're heading for that wall and it'll look like what it'll look like. It's just accept it. Like there's something about don't get angry maybe, but I certainly love anger. I love the authentic expression of every emotion in a safe manner so that it's held well and we are able to communicate in those kinds of ways rather than suppression and repression, because it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you're gonna have that challenge. And then what happens? Truth. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with light. Your cards. I just had like a whole body like spasm. Like, your cards are too good. They're so accurate so far. That, I love how much the colors, like, so far, very much so repeating. Yeah, I'm getting a few more tea leaf oracle cards, and that's probably gonna mess up the colors, but oh wait, oh well. Just take the pause to embrace that it's just like so turquoisey. I really love that. I don't know why. I'm not like intuitively usually a colors person, but whatever that means for you guys, accept it. But okay, your tea leaf oracle, we have handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. That is definitively what we're talking about with the moon card and the two of feathers and everything that we said about that human. We have, or I say human, but it could be an administrative board. Let's just call it an energy. Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. I so badly want to reverse where I place these two cards because the feather is going right over here with what you may have already experienced or what you're about to. That's the undependable and insincere aspect of your situation. And then comes the important handshake kind of a thing. And look at your astral house card. It's success. Success in your situation. Again, the Amazonite, but better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. This is a miracle. It's the path to success, authenticity. Dog far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. And then we also have tree, affairs with your family. That's interesting. I feel like these two cards kind of want to come through as a clue for quite a few of you about the area that we might be involved in or might be talking about. But I feel like there's something good to come of this also. We haven't necessarily tuned into this in your reading thus far, but I feel like in the long term, there's something very good to come of this exchange or this experience, this encounter for you all, group one, more than just this miracle. I feel like it's very, very genuinely going to bring more people to you and you to more people as a result of truly being that kind of magnet. Like, be who you are as you are. That's the kind of the number one thing that we need to do on planet Earth, like, ever. And yet we find so many ways to not do that. It's adaptation, you know, to stressors and trauma, and we're all dealing with healing from that kind of a thing. But I feel like the tree and the dog far away is just like, yes, we're talking about this part of the miracle, but if we were tuning in, okay, how do I say this? These last two tea leaf oracle cards are telling you about a farther distant future, group one, about how this is likely to occur and unfold, is that it's just generating even more, even greater, even further, even grander than what you would have expected. Again, I'm using the symbology of the seed and the acorn because you had so many acorn cards. We're talking about everything grows through you in this kind of a way in your situation, and that's a miracle. This is the start. This is taking that seed, starting fresh, and letting it germinate and blossom something. But in the farther future, it's going to grow a whole tree. And think about all the things that you can support with that tree and will be supported by you. You will be supported by them. Think of the sheer ecosystems that one singular tree could be. If trees ever are one singular tree, the more I learn about plants and what goes on beneath the soil, I'm like, they're all connected and they're all one. But regardless, yeah, that's you in the future, very much so. So it's just like also have that distant look at what this miracle will serve in your life. And your last card is the Earth Star Chakra card, the very first card in this deck, and it says initiation. All of this fire. Initiation is very like masculine, like the fire and air are thought to be the masculine elements. This is the start of something. Everything that I already said about fire and needing that to crack open the shell. I just want to look in this book for anything just on the page for your card that stands out to me. Integration of spirit and the eternal self, how you balance spiritual and physical reality. This event, this miracle is very much like whatever is true for you. So therefore, some of what we would call in the spiritual community, your higher self or your soul self, your God self, that coming so much more into your physical reality. It says you're standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seed of creation, the spark of existence, the seed, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. Authenticity, the seed, who you are is good indeed. That's your authenticity card. That's what it says. This place is clear and grounded despite moving through multidimensional realms and able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine, authenticity, and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply to the earth. This is fascinating. This is what is occurring. It's like this is causing this, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you're consciously making this happen or not. Group one, you're becoming more of who you are, like who you are. How do I say that? Like the true you. And it's just going to expand from there right here on planet Earth, you know? It's a very cool miracle, but that's what I have for you. Your guides just wanted to interject and say that they love you, obviously. But okay, we're through. We're finished with your reading. I don't want to leave you there just because we gave this little dangler right here about what's happening in the very far future, but go ahead and subscribe. I mean, like, I'm gonna be here on this channel for a while. I intend to, so we'll pick up on this later. But yeah, if you like this video, like it, let me know in the comments. Check out the links in the description of this video. There's a group that I host if you want to read tarot with me over Zoom. Go ahead and sign up to that group. And there's an ebook that I created. It's a little book of tarot spreads. If you want to pick that up, you can head to that link. Otherwise, I am sending you on your way. Please remember, we are all free and we are also all connected, always, at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans in group two. You all were drawn to the strength card. So these are your messages about your next miracle. And I have to say that what's coming through immediately is that your next miracle is based on you being able to have a high level of strength that you can call your own. Okay, so there's a story unfolding here, and I'm gonna get to the tarot right away for you guys, but basically what I feel like your next miracle is involving is you all building up, okay, your card, it says strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. The miracle, what I see is you all showing up to some kind of a thing, an event, an occurrence, an exchange, something, and the very power, the very endurance, speed, you know, amount in your bank account to show that you're stable and strong, mental stability, obviously muscles. You all are going to show up to, wow, I'm getting so, oh my gosh, I just realized my voice is like, whoa, like, like I'm your coach. Okay, you all are going to show up to that, be there with kind of more than enough power to, I want to say, break through. It's all three of these. And hold your own. And I think, oh my God, look at your last. Oh, sorry. Oh, I wanted to get to the tarot right away. Your last card, the only one that showed up face up is the strength card, the string of 6 tarot cards. So, okay. Hold on. Look at this. We got on the bottom of the deck the shaman, and it says divine wisdom and spiritual power. There's something I want to say for quite a few of you. You're calling down from the heavens. There's something that you've got, guys have been building kind of because you believe in it, and it's like the order that you want to set in your life, like a healthy vitality in your physical body. And then this next miracle is you showing up to some kind of a predicament where you're going to be put to the test with how healthy and vital your body truly is, your physical health. That's what I'm seeing is the miracle. Is there something about how maybe at this point you feel like you're not quite ready or you're not quite there yet? Shaman also might mean that you guys have been building up this strength or this endurance or this power as a result of something that's challenging you according to law or rules or kind of rigid mindsets and the order of those kinds of structures, to where you really have to go down to like bedrock or rock bottom and build yourselves up from there. Basically, your next miracle is going to be like, well, I don't know, I'm feeling like for quite a few of you, I was about to just, hold on. For quite a few of you, I just like heard a voice just kind of testing you. Like, well, you're not gonna get any further than this if you don't have X, Y, and Z. and they're just expecting you to not have X, Y, or Z, and you're going to show up and you're going to have X, Y, Z plus all the other letters of the alphabet. Basically, for now, your next miracle is based on strength in some area of your life that you are upholding, you are building, you believe in, you align with, and you know it matters. You know it counts. You know it's exactly the strength that you're going to have in the future. So you're building it up right now, but let's see your tarot cards. I did say something about law. Your first of the tarot cards is justice with truth and clarity. You know that you need to acquire this kind of stability, this kind of ability, endurance, stamina, power. You know you need this already. Oh my gosh, you literally... Sorry, there's like a lot of major arcana coming out. You have the Awakening card, which is the Judgment card in this deck, and it says renewal and enlightenment. We also have Queen of Shells, Queen of Cups, peace and compassion. And I do need to say that right now, as a result of you showing up to this effectively a test of your strength, you showing up with a great deal of power, exactly the strength that you need, and probably a modicum, an amount more than what you will need in whatever this experience is. It's going to turn the whole entire flavor and emotion of the experience and of the situation. It's going to turn it into compassion. It's going to turn it into empathy. It's going to turn it into true balance, because there's something about righting the wrongs in your future as a result of you being strong. We also have the Nine of Shells, which is the Nine of Cups, and there's gratitude and fulfillment. I kind of love that, because Nine of Cups, like just off the top of my head as a tarot reader, one of the quick like archetype reminders for me about Nine of Cups, it does mean your own personal happiness and identifying with that very well, but it's also a wish fulfillment kind of a card when it comes out. I like that in this deck it says gratitude and fulfillment. So it's kind of like a really meaningful wish fulfillment. It's not just like, haha, or like, yay, I got it. Like, it's not just like, ooh, look at this shiny thing. Like, there's something sincere about what is about to occur in your lives. Group 2, this matters. You guys matter. You're showing up to something and you're creating a whole alternative direction for it to go in because of your strength. Because of what you're building up right now, because of what will be there in the future, this is your next miracle. You're literally turning the tables, turning the tides. You're changing it all. You're making it so that it genuinely, truthfully fulfills you, and you're going to feel grateful. But also this Queen of Shells or Queen of Cups, it's just blanketing your whole situation with that kind of order. Rather than whatever was going on to make you know or feel like you had to build up this kind of power and stamina in some area, mental, physical, financial, trusting friendships and relationships, things such as that, whatever you're building up power and strength in. And then we have the Ace of Cups, happiness and abundance. And again, the Strength card is the last of your tarot cards. It's courage and endurance. Again, we have the word endurance. This is an uphill climb for sure. I want to say an uphill battle, but there's something about your cards and the way that you're showing up for this miracle with this kindness. You have shells, 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 which is cups, cups, cups. There's something about when you show up to this experience, this endeavor, this outcome, when you show up with your power and your abilities and your endurance and your stamina, when you've built that up and you show up to it, there's something about how it's all going to be worth it. There's something that was coming through about how you know you have to have the courage. What is this? It keeps evaporating before I can say it. I'm getting your next cards and we'll see if it actually finally comes through. I just tried 3 times to say this thing that keeps wanting to come through, a channeled sentiment, especially in these last cards, about like how much this matters to you, how much it means to you. There's some reason why you were building up this strength, some reason why you know you have to, and you have to show up. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a strong arm of power that's attached to a divine heart is capable of challenging the greatest of like hazards to love. You know, the greatest of all, like the villains or the egos or, you know, enemies that come at any like others or something like that. It's just giving me the vibes of like a very like I keep seeing this and I can't think of any examples. Again, this keeps evaporating from my head and I don't know why, and I'm still trying. I have more cards in my hand. I'm still trying. I have my eyes closed. There's something about like I'm visualizing a very large, muscular, powerful man, kind of like the male lion in the Pride, the like, or the silverback gorilla. They're literally in charge of ensuring that they're the strongest dude. But there's a reason that they are, is because the whole point is they protect with a good heart and a strong mind and a solid will. Or something about that is the whole objective in this miracle, is that you had to build up strength so that you could be that strong arm attached to the great heart, because not anybody else was carrying that, and everybody else might have been coming at your situation from, we're just gonna create chaos and hazard, and you know, now I'm thinking of Mad Max. Thunderdome, we're just gonna be the wasteland, like, you know, post-apocalyptic kind of things. But okay, Jesus, that was hard to extract. Igniting courage. We have courage again. You know, strength. Your strength tarot card says courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. This is ridiculous. You are showing up as that strong man, you know, archetype. You don't have to be a physical man. And then we have hearing messages from spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from spirit. There's something about your voice being heard as a result of you showing up strong. And again, I just said everything about physical presence and physical power and physical, like, you know, muscles and stuff like that, but I keep needing to make this general. You all are going to show up to this. It's going to occur. Yeah, it's going to occur, and it's basically oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm getting your cards. You guys are gonna show up with any kind of power. You already know at this point in your reading what kind of power it is that you need to acquire and build up. If it's mental stamina, if it's emotional navigation and intelligence, if it's whatever it is, you know, being the most well-spoken person in the room, not because you need to dominate, but because there's all of this like intention, these messages that need to come through of like, look, we can do this in a better way. It's like that strong arm attached to the beautiful heart keeps the peace, you know, the male lion, the gorilla, the silverback gorilla, they keep the peace, you know, that's the intention. Okay, your next two cards, geez, elaborate. Oh my god, okay, I should have just kept getting cards instead of struggled to get it out. It says kindness. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. That's you all. That's this miracle, is that your heart, your heart is the strongest part of you, the strongest quality of your circumstances and your situation right now. Okay, that's already strong. There's some kind of strength that you guys need to acquire because you have to adapt to your circumstances and your situation. And this is the beautiful part of the miracle, is the universe kind of, I almost never say this. I don't like thinking in terms of winning and losing, but the universe kind of requires you to need to win in your situation because you're the one that's most attached to kindness. Jesus. Okay, and then we have Black Orlov, diamond with misfortune. When the soul suffers too much, it develops a taste for misfortune. There's something about the Queen of Shells. There's something about how it will make you the happiest in your situation, in this experience, to come out on top, because you're the one who represents the ability to be compassionate and hold the energy and the element of space for others. Like I just said, like, you know, the villains or the egos or the enemies, like just a little droplet of compassion can always show us, you know, the villain's origin story or the villain's story arc or something like that. We can always see what creates the villain, and there's something about the misfortune that others have suffered in your experience, even though the others are the ones who are creating, Mad Max kind of thing. Even though others might be doing the post-apocalyptic. Yeah, I'm getting more cards. That doesn't solve things in the way that you will, in the way that you are, and the where your heart is. I know that makes sense to you all. That's why there are so many cups, cards, or shells in this deck. It's about this it's kind of interesting. I feel like these two cards are telling me a little bit of a story right here with your Nine of Shells and your sincere, grateful wish fulfillment. Like you want these things to work, and it is selfish of you to want it to work in a compassionate kind of a way. And then I feel like that ends up making it so that others can feel that droplet of compassion. Like the others who have experienced misfortune and are coming at, anything in your situation or your environment with that suffering, a hurt person hurts people. There's something about how you're inviting them into something that they might not know how to do otherwise. They wouldn't have been able to make occur or accrue in any other kind of fashion because they just don't know how. You're literally the one who's going to strong arm the approach to a safe space and the creation of it in your situation. We have fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. You definitely have that going on in your situation, that's for sure. And with all that kind of strong emotion and the power behind the love and the hate, there needs to be a strong arm attached to a heart to ensure that we're capable of going through conflict rather than avoiding it. There's something about you guys are feeling another strength. Plenty of material things. We have bowl here, which might be like a very overt compliment for quite a few of you of the strength that you know that you need to build right now. And therefore, this is your next miracle, is so that you have plenty of the material world things that you require to be able to, like the material world things are your strong arm, Does that, again, like you can have mental strength that you're building up right now. Feels like for quite a few of you, you need the resources. We also have the month of April, which is the month that I'm recording this right now and that it will post. So for a lot of you, this is an indication to start right now, get going right now. And or this is an indication for a lot of you, if you know that you're settled in your power, this is an indication that this is going to happen very soon. So yes, it's one of those two things. One is like, if you know that you want to build up physical stamina, get going on that program, get going on that fresh start with your physical body, okay? Start eating in alignment with building that up. Start aligning your schedule to exercise, that kind of stuff. If it's financial, organize your budget, but start it now. As well as if you know you're already strong in the material world, then it's about to occur. Okay, and then your last two are the tea leaf oracle cards. We have broken wishbone with wish will not be granted. And then we have angel, spiritual guidance and protection from harm. This is so interesting because you're hearing messages from spirit. And I did say something about how I almost never, because again, I am a person. So I think I might, as your tarot reader, group 2, I might have a personal block from being able to gift you a message that's telling you about how you guys are going to have a win. Because I myself, I'm like, well, I don't want anybody to lose. So then I'm like, always hesitant for a message like that to come through. But again, with these two cards, it's something like the universe, angels, the higher selves of the other people involved in your situation, they need you to be the male lion. They need you to be the king of the jungle. They need you to be the silverback gorilla. I really feel as if we're dealing with like higher level, or ethereal, or like ancestors and heritage or something like that. There's a lot speaking through your strength in this miracle. Does that make sense? Like, especially if you're dealing with some kind of very big challenge from other people or society at large, then this angel is representing how you are I'm literally going to say this, your star seed. You're here as a portal for some other kind of way of doing things. That's why you need the strength, whatever this strength is. We want you to test your resources and your mettle and your power and your strength and your stamina and your endurance, so that we can see if you're the one who can, you know, change this whole circumstance for the better. Wish will not be granted. This broken wishbone, it really feels like there are a whole lot of energies, you know, in higher dimensions or on the other side, or let's say even alien beings, whoever is interested in this, I don't even care. Gods, goddesses, angels, demons, whoever, everybody is watching. Lots of things are watching. Your ancestors, parallel timelines, whatever. They're working through you right now to make sure that this broken wishbone doesn't happen. This feels epically fucking important, okay? I need to stress that. Okay, your very last card, group 2, right as I'm saying all that kind of stuff, like you guys are a portal for new blueprints in your situation. Okay, I'm gonna look at the book, and I'm just gonna read a little bit from the book before sending you on your way. This new blueprints card, it says, this card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of right in the world. Sorry, a ripple of light. A ripple of right really feels correct too, even though I don't know what a ripple is. Let's just make something up. You are part of a bigger picture. Jesus, this card is so perfect for you. You are part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. I am exploding right now, you guys. It's insane, the energy that's like coursing through me to just read this from your book. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. Okay, so again, the April card for quite a few of you, this is like, get on it. Get on it, trust. If you have had mishaps before in building strength in whatever area we're talking about here, trust that this time it's not going to go that way, because you got so much of this angel energy and this new blueprints energy. It's just like, please, we're going to try and help, you know, like we want this to be there for you. Okay. Trust, go for it. You're here for a reason, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that you found this video and you clicked on it, because this has been good for me to channel this. Wow, that was selfish as hell. Like, I like the message, but also it felt really good. But okay, that's it. That's what I have for you guys. Please let me know in the comments how you feel about this. I really like you as a person, so I appreciate your existing. If you like this video and if it helped, of course, do the YouTube things of like and subscribe. And then also I have comments in the description of this video, including comments. I have links. I have the link to my little book of tarot spreads. There's an ebook right now. If you want to check it out, grab your deck, buy the book, and just go crazy. It's fucking awesome. I love the book. Personally, I love the book. I think I created something really awesome. So go ahead and grab it if you want. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember that we are all free. We are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans in group 3. You all were drawn to this energy card. So these are your messages about your next miracle. And what I'm sensing in your card that you were drawn to immediately is that your miracle is going to be relying on you to have some form of a surge of energy just in the moment when you need to realize a certain kind of a goal, accomplishment, or achievement, and it's going to get you over the finish line. Okay, I'm getting straight to your tarot cards, but it's giving me the vibes of you've got some massive project and it's due on a certain day, and you're wondering, are you going to have to extend the deadline? What this miracle is against all odds. You do complete it, and not just like, you know, you turn in some kind of a shitty kind of a thing. There we go. It's like you complete it and it's exceptional and it's very rewarding and it's well received and it's rewarded. There's something about how just in the nick of time you're going to have this surge of energy. Might be end up being like 2 weeks of nonstop effort. Might be like pulling an all-nighter or two. But the miracle is that you don't just complete it. You don't just like do the very thing that you needed to do. It's gifted, it's accomplished. What it is that you create is worthy and wonderful. Like people, I feel like I feel like either your eyes are going to be on it or like other people are going to appraise your efforts in certain kinds of ways and just be like marvel at it. I keep hearing the word marvelous, but okay. Let's get to your tarot cards and see a little bit more about this. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Crystals, which is the Five of Pentacles in this deck, and it says persistence. And then it also says new possibilities. So it's letting me know, again, you're going to feel drained, run down, low. You might have hit a wall already. So your next miracle is like, honestly, I feel like some form of an infusion of otherworldly energy, similar to what people say, you know, like the feats of strength that, I feel like this is a phenomenon that's actually like measured and researched and studied, like the superhuman strength that mothers can have in emergency situations that involve their children. Like there are literal reports of mothers like lifting cars if their kids like trapped beneath it or something like that. I'm not even kidding. Like something like that, it feels like is your next miracle. But let's see. And it's based on you feeling as if like, or your situation, your circumstances, or your bank account, something in your physical reality just feels totally drained. And here we're infusing a surge of energy to get it all upright, to get it going, to make it occur. I honestly, it literally feels like a miracle. It feels like what I just described with the mother lifting a car to save her kid. Jesus. Okay. Hopefully it's not that kind of a fucking dramatic thing for you guys, but okay, let's get to your tarot. We have the Shadow, which is the devil in this deck, and it says self-empowerment and ambition. I like that. Okay, so I like this a lot. With all tarot cards, I tend to, or for so many years, for as many years as I've been doing them, I think at this point, I've been able to do it with every single card, even the ones that I don't particularly like, is I've been able to see the positive aspect of each one. It really helped when I started to embrace the astrological associations with every card as well, because this is Capricorn energy, this is the devil card, and it talks about expansion. It talks about accomplishment and achievement. It talks about, like, you know, we're all here on the tree of life. Certain people have to grow to new extremes and new lengths and new branches. Other people have to consistently keep the peace at the core, you know, the trunk of the tree kind of a thing. Wherever you are, that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about you need an infusion of energy so that you can empower yourself to achieve some form of an ambition. And right now, the fact that this card is called the Shadow, right now, this ambition or your ability to go ahead and do it or provide for it might be very much so on the back burner or in the shadows of your life because it hasn't been a priority or it can't be a priority just yet. That might be what we're talking about here. Instead of you needing to lift a car off a child. I don't want to reference that example again because that is horrifying. But regardless, we have Knight of Feathers. And here you guys have two. I feel like this is a coyote and this is a coyote. I could look at the guidebook. I don't want to. But you guys have that. So I just want to say look into that as some kind of a spirit animal or a totem. But Knight of Feathers with action and focus. And then we have the Wheel with change and possibilities. And for some reason, I just want to blow through and get all of your cards out right now. We have 9 of Acorns, which is 9 of Wands, power and perseverance. And then we have the High Priestess, intuition and sacred knowledge. And then the Raccoon. Sorry, no, it's the Page of Feathers. I don't know why I keep calling it raccoon instead of raccoon. Just go with me on it. I like it. Exploration and discovery. There's something that is going to occur as a result of this kind of expansion energy inside of you, where you're going to see the opening for it. You're going to see the possibility and the potential for you. Okay, here we go. I have to tell you this whole thing as I'm seeing it in all your cards. Basically, what I see that's laid out in front of you is all of a sudden a door is going to open, and it's an unexpected kind of a door. You'll be able to chance it, glance at it, see it, and then there's something about being able to empower yourselves to behold the opportunity that exists in you being able to walk right through that door that you want to be open, that door that you didn't even think would appear in this moment in time right now. There's a privilege aspect to it of like, holy shit, I get to go forward now. Again, I feel like there's something about whatever it is that we're talking about here that you're bravely trying to approach and bravely trying to do, yet has been kept in the shadows, back burner, because it's not a priority right now. All of a sudden it will be. All of a sudden the door is going to be wide open. It's giving me the vibes of like, you always wanted to try acting or modeling, but you started a family, so you got family life. And that's like your main priority. And so then most of the time you're just, you know, doing the mom and dad thing without consideration of that aspect of, you know, going on auditions or looking nice. Yeah, it's just feeling like you're going about your day and then all of a sudden somebody like scouts you. Somebody offers you that kind of an option and you're like, yeah, that's what I feel like is going to occur. And that's why this Knight of Feathers, action focus, it feels like something is going to be communicated to you in that kind of a form, in that kind of an example of that kind of a fashion of like very quick, out of the blue, door wide open, the Wheel of Fortune, like, look, there's a potential here, there's a possibility. And then comes in the 9 of Acorns, which is the 9 of Wands in this deck. Power and perseverance. You're going to need the energy. You're going to need to rearrange the order, set order of your life for like a week or two to be able to surge into and walk up to and accomplish and make it through that wide open door. And then we have the High Priestess and the Page of Feathers, which I just feel like is a bit more of your miracle to come. In a strange kind of a way, I feel like the miracle is the energy, and that's the start of your story. That's the start of what's likely to happen here, what we're tuning into. There's also this kind of continuation of that where I really feel like whatever it is that you're walking through the door with, it's going to go well. Again, that's one of the things that I channeled. Remember, I said miraculous, like beheld, you're going to be beholded. I messed it up. There's something about how it's going to feel lightheaded. It's going to feel miraculous to you as well. It's going to feel a little surreal. With this High Priestess and the Page of Feathers, it's going to feel like one of those things of like, I can't believe it's real. Like you might even hear yourself say some words like that, or you might hear somebody say that to you who you care a whole lot about, like, you're real, I can't believe you're real. Something like that, and it's gonna matter a lot. I feel like it is just this expansion and this openness potential here of like, wow, actually made it. We actually did it, and now look what we can do. It looks really cool here. Okay, in this side, I'm getting a little lightheaded almost channeling these messages for you. But your next 2 cards, we have Making a Difference. My inner light shines far and wide. Here we go with the miracle is that you're going to need to make a difference. You're going to need to expound upon, I'm even hearing. You're going to need to do more in a surge, you know, like we were saying, but also it's as a result of something that's happening from you. The shadow. There's something that's blocking. Oh, what is happening to me? Blanketing, blocking, and darkening your light in your life right now that can only go on for so long, okay? The light inside of us that shines, and then we all like wax on poetically in tarot and spiritual communities about like, your light is so beautiful and you're a star, but I mean, your light is the truth of who you are. It's your like core. It's the temple of your very nature and your existence. I'm getting a little bit more rational and logical about describing it, but I mean, you can only douse that or pretend to douse it for so long before it just gets so bright that it burns through any blanket that's been put on top of it. That's what we got going on in your miracle. And then we have renewing your life. Radiant vitality is filling my life. Here we go. I feel like for quite a few of you, you're going to have to clear your schedule. You're going to have to, ask for help for other people taking on parts of your tasks for a bit of time. But at the same exact time, this renewing your life and the clutter, it feels like what's going to occur after the experience of walking through the door and succeeding, doing the all-nighters and handing it that assignment and it just being really well received. This High Priestess, and then these two cards are giving me the vibes of once this occurs, you're going to have this feeling of like this is who I was all along. This is what was meant for me all along. This is what we were building for the whole entire time. And so then this big box of clutter that she's pushing off a cliff, which I'm like, that's littering. Like out of sight, out of mind doesn't mean that the environment doesn't take it on. But anyway, regardless, she's pushing this big box of clutter off the cliff. It's sort of like everything that I just said about the darkening and the blanketing and the dousing. Any of those kinds of things in your life are going to be put in this box and just tossed aside. Like even parts of what you had thought were your identity that you just gone along with or adapted to, like survival mode, they're just going to just fall away and then just get rid of them, kind of like clothes that no longer fit you. Damn. Okay, your next two cards, we have Amber with healing. The wound is oh my God. Okay. The wound is the place where the light enters you. For quite a few of you, I feel like this card is talking about a clue. Because again, we're talking about your light, very technical. We're talking about your light, not just like, you're beautiful soul light. Yeah. Sure. Yes, you are. But I feel as if this might be a clue for where in your life you will kind of encounter this need for a surge of energy, or this kind of a thing of being discovered or being assigned something, is like kind of a place where, I don't know, a place in your life where you can't hide the light. You can't put this kind of energy on a back burner. It's giving me the vibes of, for quite a few of you, it's giving me the vibes of like if you're doing college applications and your college essay, this is something about how it's going to be hard to figure out, like, what am I supposed to write in a college essay? Like, how am I supposed to make a college pick me over anybody else? It's like you wait and you wait and you wait, and finally you're like, I'm just going to express myself. I'm going to stay up all night, write the essay, and then turn it in. Yeah, there's something about being discovered in that kind of way, somebody being able to see you for who you are despite all these challenges of existence that you got blanketing that right now. And then we also have, what? Okay, this came out for group, I don't know, 1 or 2, because you're group 3, Black Orlov Diamond, and it says misfortune. When the soul suffers too much, it develops a taste for misfortune. And here it has a totally different meaning in your message than it did for the other group. But it's basically talking about how you have, wow, this is a hard message to convey. I mean, we all have this, but we have a taste for misfortune. We're used to misfortune in a lot of areas of our life and of our world. And that's why I think that this miracle is going to feel so surreal, is because you're used to things not going well. You're used to needing to not do anything with this light or this intention or this ambition. Again, I love that word ambition. Maybe it's because I have a strong ambition, but you're used to the suffering and you're used to all of the ways in which you have to adapt to the order of misfortune and suffering in this area. Okay, more cards. We have Wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. My God, again. the taste for misfortune and the wandering and stuff like that. There's something about how you've been going through the motions of something that didn't mean anything to you, or it didn't matter as much as whatever was lurking in the shadows that did. We have heart, love, deep affection, and caring. For quite a few of you, we might be talking about love entering your life, but we also have rat, someone working against you behind your back. And just in general, this miracle will feel so real and so sure and so good to you because it's an area of focus in your life where you can account for how your heart had to take a back seat because someone or something, some order set, something like that has been working against you, kind of behind your back in ways that would have you need to accommodate for it. So all those kinds of deceptive ways that us humans have adapted to survival mode without even fucking realizing it. That's why all of us are either some form of codependent or narcissistic. We're all both all the time, probably, in some kind of ways. I don't know. Yes, again, there are broad strokes in that. There are spectrums. But regardless, it's something like there are parts of your world where your heart just, again, I keep repeating it, but the vibration of your true essence was just held back because of this rat kind of energy and what it did to your heart. And then we have fair woman and torch. The fair woman is dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. This might be very literal in terms of that kind of open door and the opportunity and who and where and what it presents to you as or from. It might literally be coming from a woman who literally has blonde, gray, or white hair. But it's also just giving me the energy of there's something about it will be provided for in a feminine kind of way. This might be genuinely an aspect of your feminine that wants to come through, that wants to experience the light of day. I don't know. There's something about how this is good for, I'm hearing the words good for women, good for the world. That feels weird and specific, but let's just leave it right there. And then we have torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. It's literally like your torch gets to burn brighter as a result of this miracle. And again, we were talking about this high priestess in the Page of Feathers and feeling lightheaded, feeling this sense of inner knowing and peace about like, it's real, like kind of thing. Like I always knew that I was this, or I was meant for this, or this was supposed to happen. Like I felt it, I sensed it, I knew it. And then when it happens, when the miracle occurs and you're there, it's just going to be a part of your kind of process of like integrating that, you know, understanding, you know, your new life, your new way of being, getting accepted into the college because they read your essay, you know? Okay, your last card for your reading group 3 is the Starseer card. And it does have a lot to do with getting help on a long process, but I'm going to read from the book because that'll do a better job than my memory of this card. It says, keep believing in yourself. Trust in your dreams enough to let the serendipities unfold. Let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities, even when the route is not as direct as you imagined. Listen to your intuition and know you have got this. Okay? That's what I feel like is genuinely going to happen, is that something is going to open up for you, allowing the serendipities to unfold. It's going to feel sudden. It's going to feel like luck. It's going to feel like, let's go, let's do this. Allow the space for this unexpected opportunity. It's a strange kind of indirect route. You might not have been expecting this, but here you go. It's the route directly to your heart, and your heart coming through and burning brighter, you know? Wow. I am so glad you guys are group number 3, and I selfishly, as your tarot reader, I'm so glad I felt drawn to do this reading for you guys, because so far I have loved channeling every single one of these messages. You all feel powerful to behold and to carry the energy of. Like when I read, I feel a lot of things inside my body, and it feels so fucking good to read these messages for you guys. So thank you for finding this video. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being who you are. I appreciate it, so because I get to feel all these things and you know you in this kind of a way. It's a wonderful experience for me. So, okay, that's it though. Those are your messages. Please let me know how you feel in the comments if you feel like doing that. Also, to do the YouTube things of like and subscribe if you want to. And I have links in the description of this video, including the link for my little book of tarot spreads. It's an ebook that you can purchase. So grab a deck, use the book, explore the world around you through tarot. That's what I wrote it for. I think it is a great book. I use it all of the time. I loved making it. So if you want to get that, head to that link. Otherwise, I'm sending you on your way. Please remember that we are all free and we are also all connected. Always. At the exact same time. I love you. Hi, beautiful humans in group 4. You guys were drawn to this friendship card. These are your messages all about your next miracle. And I have to say that so far, I'm meant to dive right into your tarot and get more details, but your card is pretty much expressing the miracle at face value. We are talking about friends. We are talking about the area of your life about friendship, one specific friend, a group of friends, and I need to get more details from the tarot beyond that to let you know a little bit more about the miracle that is going to occur, because everything that your guides are telling me or sharing with me or showing me at this point in your reading is just the miracle are the kinds of friendships that I just heard the word you are accruing. You might already be a part of this group or these people. This might be new for you or new territory, like different kinds of friends that you all have been joining up with or getting involved with, different groups. And there's just something about how it's going to prove to be miraculous to be joined up with this crew and this group of people. That's what I'm hearing right now. For some reason, they're not giving me any specifics about like this one thing is going to occur and then this one friend is going to do this and this. It's much more this general, like you're entering into something that will feel miraculous to be a part of as like some form of a group, maybe deeply psychically connected group. But let's see a bit more about this. Wow. Ow. Okay, sorry. No. Ow. My heart hurts at this. The bottom of the deck, before I get to your tarot, is the 5 of shells, which is the 5 of cups in this deck. And it does say hope and readjustment. And it's letting me know that in the past, you all have had your fair share of things emotionally not working out. Loss, grief, abandonment, wounds, exceptional amounts of some form of rejection or just fear of rejection, and then coping mechanisms as a result of that. Ow. Okay. Ow. It still hurts. Wow, I just feel it like a whole lot. Let's get to your cards and let's see this miracle about friendship. I want to cry. 2 of feathers. This is 2 of swords in this deck, and I feel like getting all of your tarot before I say anything, probably. We'll see. It says decisions and direction. Oh my God, I'm immediately saying something. It feels like setting boundaries was something that you had to learn to do, something that you had to create an order of, something that you had to align with and discover what they even meant for you. We're all doing this. Knight of shells or Knight of cups, charm and passion. I think you kind of had to... Okay, hold on. I'm getting all your cards. Oh my God, now I understand. Hold on. The world with fulfillment and celebration. We also have the moon with imagination, perception, and then your last 2 tarot, the hanged man, patience and perspective, and the tower, release and revelation. This is so interesting. I feel as if you all have had to go through something in regards to the crew or the tribe that you are a part of that had to involve kind of a great deal more sussing out and discernment before you fully like committed or gave your heart to a relationship. Obviously romantic, but this just like, I feel like this is all encompassing because your friendship card. We're talking about how you just kind of had to, it's giving me the vibes of people who go through spiritual awakenings, or just who go through traumatic experiences in their lives. And then we end up losing a whole lot of relationships as a result of that. But also it feels like you guys had to do some trial and error to discover or explore, what am I getting wrong? What am I doing well? How do I need to transform this and transition into a new behavior mode? This is vulnerable share. I always give this alert. It's almost like I'm asking you guys, be kind to me. I want to share something because I think it'll help to share. I don't really want to share it, but I will. This is giving me the vibes of very early on in my adulthood, I aligned with truth. I don't know where it necessarily came from, but I just like had this urgent need inside of me to like, I just want to be honest all the time. I think it was because I started to notice how many white lies I would tell on a regular basis, or that would be told to me. And that was just like natural. It was a part of my family, how we behaved and operated. It was a part of every friend that I had. It was a part of my relationship with my then husband. It was everywhere, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. That simple change, just that singular one, caused this. I lost a lot. And I gained a lot, and I got very confused. And it's a whole lot of touch and go. Like, there was a moment in my life where I moved to a new city and I instantly made this core group of friends, but then we entered into this territory where we started like lying to each other. And that was a moment where I feel like the Knight of Shells and the World card, you guys have experienced things like that, where you're just kind of realizing, despite how much you still want to like love and be a part of, it's just not gonna work or something like that. It just feels so sorrowful and so sad. But the Hanged Man, the patience and the perspective, and the Tower, the release and revelation, this miracle is occurring to show you that whoever you have in your life right now, whatever is growing right now through you, is going to be that transition or that transformational exchange of possibility for the future that will set you free from whatever was your transition or your transitory phase of your life. The experience, like I just shared with you, of needing to evolve in your security and relationships, needing to test things out. The Knight of Shells in this deck, it does say charm and passion. This is Knight of Cups, and sometimes in certain kinds of decks, it carries a narcissism kind of a tone to it. And the heart, if you can see, is like so tiny. Such a small little heart in that flamingo. And there's something about how you guys really needed to suss things out. The Moon card here, you really needed to see, like, am I really feeling this way for this person? Are they really feeling this way for me? Is this a really good connection? And it says imagination. Am I just imagining things? And then it says perception. Or is there a different reality that's about to unfold? I think you guys needed to lean into your senses a whole lot more and trust that eventually you'll find your way, you'll find your tribe. Your next two cards are planting seeds and flying free. I needed to take a breath, and that felt great. And that felt like the Hanged Man with the patience and perspective. There was a growth period of time where I feel as if you all have been planting seeds, and it says seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. I feel like you guys were doing a lot to try to hold the energy of getting this right and doing it well. I think you all want to be a great friend, a great partner, a great lover, a great person, you know, and you want to align with other people who are doing likewise. You just want to learn this and get it right, do it well, do relationships well. You all have been putting in the effort and the work, and the Tower card is here in a positive sense. Release and revelation. What you are at right now, or where you are headed. Your next thing is like, you got it down, you figured it out. So these next relationships are the ones that will treat you well, and you'll treat them well. It's symbiotic. It's okay, what is the thing? Interdependent. Okay, because we're not supposed to say codependent, that's a negative. Even though I love I hate that that's the term that we use, because I'm like, codependent. I think that's healthy. Just the way the words sound. But regardless, interdependence. You guys are figuring that out. You guys have got that on lock. This is your miracle. It's the experience of such a thing like that. Like these two characters on this card is a symbiotic, interdependent, co-creative What is it? Co-regulated? Oh, I also, yeah, I don't like regulation. Okay, I'll stop saying those words. I get it. You guys have helped me in the comments, like define, because I don't like the word regulation as it applies to my emotions. I'm like, get your regulation off my feelings. I understand what it means scientifically, but still, I unfurl my wings and fly. Your miracle is, oh, and there are more birds coming. Look at that. Your miracle is getting relationships down pat. You know how I say, for some of you, if you're new here, then you don't know this yet. At the end of every reading that I do, I like to say my favorite sentiment, which is remember, we're all free and we're also all connected. Always at the exact same time. Because you can't really have full connection if people aren't fully free to be who they are. And it's hard to be fully free to be who you are if you're not protected and embraced in quality connections. They go hand in hand. They are these symbiotic energies. This is your miracle. Flying free in connection. Exactly like my statement says to do. This feels so nice. Okay, I'm getting you your next two cards. We have the Regent Diamond with Arrogance. Oh, the cleverness. Oh, the cleverness of me. Sorry, this is just so funny. I mean, like, I know you all have been doing a lot of self-reflection, reflection on other people, hence the moon and the world and all these, the two of feathers, your decisions and your direction. You guys have been trying to discern, trying to see what's yours, what's other people's, like, where are you doing codependent or narcissistic or avoidant or nervous or whatever behaviors. You guys have been doing that. You guys have been saying like, oh, I'm the problem. You know, that kind of thing. And then we have Morganite with love. Oh, sorry, this is so great. If you love somebody, let them go. For if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. Okay, well, I don't particularly love that sentiment. I know it's like a repeated kind of a thing. Maybe it's because I never want to let people go. But no, it's something about how, like, the freedom. Again, the Morganite right next to this flying free kind of energy. I also feel like this is talking about your miracle are these quality friendships, these true connections happening for you all. I'm getting your next cards and I had to pay attention. Okay, done. These true connections happening for you all, and there's something about how this vitality of quality relationships or connections, like healthy ones where you feel free and they feel free and supported in the connection, you know, kind of a thing. These are returning, like it says in the card, if they return. The connections are like that, or connection as a whole, you having a group, a tribe, friends, family, love. That is a phase of your life that you are no longer needing to test, no longer needing to hold out on, no longer needing to severely draw lines and boundaries and assess things and make space, and therefore, you know, maybe be alone and have to face those kinds of things. Yeah, this is coming back into your life like tenfold, big time. That's why it's going to feel like a miracle. That's why it's coming through in this kind of a reading. Your next cards, we have Whale, and it says great worry over nothing. Again, I don't like that. I'm sorry, like this. If you love somebody, let them go. For if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. I don't know. There's something about the way that's said, and there's something about the way this Whale card, great worry over nothing, in your situation or in your experience. I think right now I might be channeling something about how the words people use, you are now sensitized to in certain kinds of ways, and this is important to you and not something to let go of, something to maintain. Like, you learned that if people say a certain tone or certain phrases or certain kinds of keywords, that means something about their character or the plot line that they're following, and that says something about whether or not you're going to need to draw the line of your boundaries or something. But You have a sperm whale showing up twice in your reading. I strongly encourage you. I love it when it is a specific species that shows up for people in readings. Like, it's not just whale. And I encourage you to look up whale as a spirit totem. No, it's sperm whale. And I encourage you guys to look up sperm whale as a spirit totem, or different kinds of behaviors that they have and how that resonates with you. Maybe like watch a little mini documentary on YouTube about sperm whales and see if anything resonates for you right now about how they live in communities or their kinds of behavior. Right now I'm thinking about the images that I've seen of how they sleep. They sleep in groups and they sleep vertical, and it's super cute. We also have dogs. Oh, look at this card. Yeah, it says getting together with friends. No shit. That's your miracle. Then we have crown. Honor and respect will come to you. That's the idea. That's these connections. That's why you had to draw the boundaries. That's why I needed to share my vulnerable share about like how much it mattered to me, the value of honesty. Yeah. And now like people who come into my life honor and respect that value that I have, because I just had to hold it. I couldn't let go of it. Same for you guys. And then we have rooster with an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. That goes right there with the vibe. Oh, that goes right. Wow, you have arrogance twice. The Knight of Shells, those kinds of energies coming towards you, realizing when you, us, ourselves, I'm including myself in this, are being the arrogant person, easily angered, something like that. Those kinds of relationship dynamics. Again, this is coming through in a reading about your next miracle. Those kinds of relationship dynamics where a person explodes on you or you explode on the person. And like, it's that volatile, that is like sincerely not a part of this grace and this peace and this flying free and the love and it's meant for you kind of a thing. And your last of the tea leaf cards before you get your final oracle card is the bow, and it says, you are highly thought of. I have never said this in a reading before, but I kind of want to ask if you guys feel like commenting and letting me know at the end of this reading how you guys have felt about it, group 4. Will you please do a bow emoji in the comments, because that would make me happy selfishly. I never asked that before ever, but if you drop a bow comment, all you have to do is just do a comment and do a bow. Just the bow emoji. That would make me so happy, but you don't have to do it. Like, but yeah, you are highly thought of. That's where we're going to. That's where we're going to. It's not the arrogance, not the temper tantrums, not those kinds of things anymore. This is like a miracle of pure intention, pure connection, pure alignment, pure peace that is coming your way. Your last card, we have root chakra with ground and center. And I'm going to look at significant words in the book for you guys. Oh, this is the cover. Before I send you on your way to drop those bow emojis, but it says foundations, grounding, basic needs, survival, physical identity, the place where we build our lives. Those are the kinds of things that we all know at this point. If we're tapped into anything in the healing community on anywhere social media is telling us about our survival modes and adaptations of our behavior and stuff like that, where our, relationships aren't healthy and where that comes from. Consider your founding beliefs. If they no longer serve you, it may be time to reconsider your priorities or the foundations you live your life by. Be aware of any recurring patterns that may be holding you back. And the theme of this is home, foundations, physical bases, and responsibility. And it says here, you can be released from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in turn. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with your reading. I don't want to say any more words because those words just felt really fucking great. How do you guys feel? Again, bow in the comments. I'm getting a little assertive with that. You don't have to do it. Just let me know how you feel if you want to. Otherwise, that's it. That's your reading. like, subscribe, do those kinds of things. I have links in the description of this video. There's a link to the Little Book of Tarot Spreads ebook that I made. Grab your tarot deck, buy the book, and get to work in knowing the world around you. I love that I created the book. I love using it. I think it's a wonderful thing. So go ahead and check it out if you want to. Otherwise, like I said, I'm sending you on your way with my favorite sentiment. Everyone is always free. At the same, wait, hold in, I fucked it up. I say it hundreds of times. Please remember we are all free. And we are also all connected always at the exact same time. I love you. Hi, lovely ones. I am showing you guys the decks that I used in this reading, and I'm showing them to you in the order that I used them in, just in case you guys were curious about them. Here they are, and this is the last one. Okay, I love you guys very, very much.